Hello, it's Friday, so we're gonna head over to Knit Night at String Thing Studio. Gonna say hi. They've been asking for you. Hello. Gigi here from GGmadeit.com. You know, the knitter, the blogger, and the yarn hoe. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start by saying thank you. Transparency. One of the reasons that I'm not as consistent with YouTube is because I wasn't getting a lot of views. So I didn't really think people cared. But I guess I got to show up so you guys can show up, because it's been a week since last time, and I think I'm almost at 3,000 views. So you guys are watching, you guys are commenting, you guys are loving and waiting for me to come back. So here I am. So it is Sunday, March 24th, and we have us a finished object, people. Yes, sir. I did. So I want to talk about this pattern. I want to talk about this yarn. This is all new to me. So crocheting, we're going to talk about, I have a little bit of footage. It was Felicia, the owner of String Thing Studio's birthday. We went there to celebrate with her on Friday. So let's get at it. So first things we want to do is talk about the finished object. So I am going to just hold it up a little bit. I will insert some pictures of it on the mannequin. But this is what you have. I will say that I know that it could be probably a tad bit longer, because I realized once I got to third row, I think, whenever the pattern starts for like this scallopy edge, I realized that I hadn't cast it on enough, and the cast on is damn near 300, and I think I was off by about 20 or something, and I was like, I am not pulling this out. So it could probably be a tad longer, just a tad longer, but I worked it out. So it's good for, in my opinion, just around your shoulders, you know, this time of year as we're switching from winter to spring. Hopefully it's the perfect little right around your shoulders to keep the chill away. So I love that. The other thing I love about it is the texture, and the little scalloped edge was a new technique for me. I truly enjoy the combinations of some increases and some yarn overs and some decreases to get some shaping, some texture, which is what I love about this. I love a wrap. I think I've said that before, and I think everybody knows that about me. I love a wrap. I love a generous wrap. I don't know that I could have cast on any more stitches though. But I'm happy that I finished it, and I steamed it. I did not wet block it. I just blasted it with the steamer, and it was enough to relax the yarn. So let's talk about this yarn. This yarn is new to me. And did I already say this? I think I said it last week, and if I didn't, I will repeat this. This whole project came about as a contest on Instagram from Row House, and I won. So I got the bag, I got the yarn. You got to go, actually, when you won, they gave you a code to use to go on their website and pick out a pattern. So naturally, I was looking for one of their patterns that had something that was orange. And this, excuse me, this was as close as we came to orange. And I love, and I think I've showed you this before, how this yarn kind of ebbs and flows with the yellows, the orange. You got a little green in there, and it's just a nice alternative to my signature bright blow your eyeballs out orange, right? So I like it. I'm pleased with it. This yarn is from, it's called Hazelwood, and it's from a company called you probably can't see that, Jorstad Creek, and it is 100% organic merino, and it's DK weight. So the colorway is Saffron Spice, and I used a size 6, US 6 needle. And again, like I said, it generated a nice piece of material. Not too heavy, not too light. Like I said, perfect piece to go in the office. You know, keep your shoulders, keep the chill away. I think it's ideal for that. It'll even work as, because I'm good for taking a shawl and doing that, and it will work that way too, because me, I don't like my neck to get cold, and if I'm particularly happy about my hair and I don't want to put a hat on it, I will keep a shawl with me so that I can wrap it around my head. So it is sufficient for that. So again, did I say the name? I will put the details down. I will put a link to the pattern on Ravelry, and it is called the Riviera Wrap. I'll put all that information on. So it's the Riviera Wrap. The designer is Nari Noel, and I'm pleased. Like I said, had I paid attention, I would have cast on the right amount, and it probably would have been a tad bit longer, because again, I'm repeating myself, I know, but I am a fan of a generous. I like wraparound space. I like to be able, I need real estate. So I'm pleased, So that's my finished object. I will put in some pictures that because I put it on the mannequin and took some pictures and some close-up shots of me with it on. I will insert them. And when I get an opportunity to go outside and take some full body shots so that you can see, I will do that. So that is my finished object. I received a gift in the mail, and it is a beautiful orange t-shirt, and it said, "It's dangerous to knit alone, take this." Isn't that cute? And it comes from the Fiber Geeks, who are located in Florida. So thank you guys. I love my t-shirt, and I will put it on and take some pictures in that as well. So I'll include some footage here. Friday evening, we went over to Brooklyn to String Thing to celebrate the birthday of the owner, my sweetie Petey. Felicia Eve owns String Thing Studio, and we straight had a party. We was knitting, and I can't even tell you, I always get there too late to go all the way in the back because it was packed back there, so there was no place to sit. But you know, everybody was working on their projects, whatever that might be, and we always order food. She had a cake, so we sang. Shamika made a rum cake out of this world. So we sang and we had cake, and then we headed back in. Brooklyn is a pretty decent hike for us here because I'm in New Jersey, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I go any opportunity that I get. So that was that. We had a good time. I have a little bit of footage from the birthday. I will include it here, or at the end I'll do a little montage. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about this week that has blown up. I'm not sure if most of you or any of you are following me on Instagram. Instagram seems to be where my largest audience is. And I believe I've spoken about Yolanda, my pretty brown doll, and Aniqua from My Kind of Thing. They are two doll makers, most importantly, they're crocheters. So it's a whole crew of them that I am friends with. I haven't met all of them, but we talk enough. I consider them friends. And I'm bringing them up because a lot of times Yolanda and Aniqua have a live on Instagram, and I go in and I get uncomfortable because odds are I'm the only knitter in the room. And although I am bistitual, I hook too. I'm a hooker as well, right? But I knit more than I hook. I learned to hook or crochet as a kid, right? I fell in love with knitting late in life, but I can and I have crocheted. So when they're telling their horror stories about going into knit stores and being ignored or not being helped, or telling them or being told that the yarn in a knit store is not for crocheters, bothers me. So a lot of times I leave out of their live because I'm like, y'all not gonna talk about me. Although I would never do that to anyone because I do both, but I always feel like the odd man out. But when I remove myself from it, because at the end of the day, it's not about me, right? Crocheters have a gripe, and that is they feel like they are left out of what's considered the fiber community. Like everything is about knitting and knitters. And that's not cool for me. That's not cool at all. My thing is, if we are going to talk about inclusion, right, then knitters and crocheters, we're all makers, right? Crocheters shouldn't feel some kind of way. So, wow, I asked the question. I don't even remember what I said on Instagram. I think I said I wanted to talk because it was heavy on my heart. And if we are going to include, if this is what the conversation is about, we need to include crocheters. And we need to think about their experiences when they go into a yarn store. They feel like they don't have, a great representation on, like, Ravelry, for example, was one of the things people said. And then I think the one thing, and if you go on my Instagram and look at the post, last time I looked, it's over 600 comments, and I try to keep up with everything. I'm sure I missed some of them. But the one thing that was a common thread that really, really hurt my feelings was that those that are bistitual, a lot of them were saying that they chose to knit just so they could fit in. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Like I said, that my pen, we knit too, because you have people outside of my race that assumed because of this brown that I didn't knit, right? So there's an assumption out there that because you crochet that you're not going to spend money on yarn. Wrong, right? So all these stereotypes, all these divisions that separate, they got to stop, right? So I poked the bear because, like I said, over 600 comments. Everybody was, yes, thank you for bringing this up, Gigi. Thank you. And then you had indie dyers and that were chiming in, or enamel pen makers. Because I will say this, I often get people ask me, why don't I have a crochet version? I will say, from my experience, and I can only speak for me, I do have things that are for crochet, but my crochet stuff doesn't sell. So I don't know if I need to do a better marketing job at it or what the case may be. But every time someone, oh, you're going to do a crochet version, I usually shy away simply because I'll make it or buy it and I wind up keeping it because, or just giving it away because it doesn't sell. So I need to readdress that. But I've had folks reach out saying that they're often asked, what's the crochet version? Do you have a crochet version? Right? And so everybody is like listening and seeing themselves and like, you know what? Yeah, I was the one that kind of shunned or thought like, I'm a yarn snob, so they use acrylic, and that's not true. Not every crocheter only uses acrylic. So there's so many myths out there. And I got that conversation started, and I'm glad that I got it started. And it's taken off, right? Things that I didn't even think about. You go into yarn stores and you never see samples, swatches of the yarn crocheted, right? What will it look like crocheted? Right? You go to these vending or these events and all the samples in the booths are always knit. Right? And then on Friday night, most places or whatever night it is, they call it knit night. but they'll say that everybody is welcome. If you only crochet and it's called knit night, you might think twice about showing up. Like, I was always shocked when people said, well, no, I don't go to Vogue Knitting because it's knitting. Yeah, but it's yarn. So whatever you can do for yarn, it's all going to be there. So it just shocked me a little bit, some of the different things. And then the one thing that was interesting too, people say how on Indie Dye labels, it'll tell you what the needle size for the yarn is, but it won't say what the hook size. So little simple stuff that, you know, make people feel excluded. And a real simple change can make them feel included, right? So that was just yesterday, Saturday, like that blew up. I was like, oh, okay. I said, let's talk. And they was coming. I was like, whoa. Because I like to respond. If you take the time to comment, I like to read it and I like to respond. Even if it's just a laugh out loud. You made me laugh, I'm a laugh out loud. Or if, you know, I feel like more is needed, I will. Ooh, I had to take a nap. They was wearing me out. But again, it was good conversation that needed to be had. So if you are bistitchual, another thing people said, you know, they do both, but they wouldn't tell people that they crochet because, you know, people looked at them some kind of way. What? I wish I might hide anything about this one. Now, I mean, you know, there was a time where I hid my love for orange, but I'm a different person now. And yeah, I crochet and I'm gonna come in here and buy whatever yarn I want. You would think if it's a yarn store and it's about profit, would you care what they do with the yarn when they buy it? Why it gotta be for knitting? I don't understand. So we got changes to make, people. We got changes to make. So this one's short. I don't really have much, but I'm determined to keep coming back more regularly. So I will include the footage from Felicia. I think I'm torn between testing another poncho because I said I would do a tutorial. I would show you guys how to do it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that next or am I going to cast on that wrap from Espace Tricot with the orange and the gray. I'm not sure yet. So I'll be back next week with something. Not sure what, but I'll be back. So that's it. I want to say thank you. If you left a comment or if you asked me a question, I answered. I'm sure by now. If I haven't, I go back at least once every 2-3 days and check to see if there's any new comments and answer. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for commenting. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and sign up for the notifications so you get notified when I upload. So that's it. I will leave all the information in the down bar about this Nairi wrap. I will. And that's all I got. Everybody have a fabulous week. Have a super fabulous week on purpose. Like, make that the plan. Like, write that down. I'm going to have a good week on purpose. Thanks for watching.
I've been hit with. We've all been spanked with belts, but according to the law, them slippers with the wear, that boom, hot with a towel. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! All right, cake is lit. Let's go.
What version is that? Ready?
Cha cha cha.